Now at 5, walking like mad. The Vancouver community comes together to support the victims and survivors of drunk driving.
Such a tragic loss that is preventable. That's the thing.
Plus, how a nonprofit in the city of Portland are making sure people never forget the flooding that destroyed an Oregon town.
This was a thriving place for many people.
And struggling to stay afloat, why a water rehab made just for dogs is now desperately in need of a new home. Thanks so much for joining us here at 5. I'm John Adams. This weekend, people came out to Move with MAD, or Mothers Against Drunk Driving, to end impaired driving and to spotlight tragic deaths due to drunk driving. Arceline Stevens was there and spoke to victims' family members to learn more.
Many people came out Saturday to Vancouver's inaugural Bike and Walk Like Mad event, all in an effort to create a future with no more victims due to drunk driving.
The last hug I gave my sister was in a body bag.
Justine Baker was one person out of the lineup of speakers at the Move with Mad event that took place at Frenchman's Bar Regional Park. She shared the tragic story of her sister, Danielle Abrams, who died in 2023 after being killed by a drunk driver.
She had a beautiful life and had just gotten married in November on the 13th of 2022 when fast forward to August 2023, on the 3rd, a drunk driver drove through her house and killed her while she was sitting on the couch holding her dog.
Baker says she passed away within minutes after impact due to suffocation.
She never stood a chance against the car that came through her living room. She was in the place that she felt the safest.
Stories like this, unfortunately, aren't rare.
My son AJ was 17 years old, just full of life, and was one of my biggest blessings.
Her son was killed in 2021.
He tragically lost his life to one of his friends drinking and driving. And the truck rolled into the reservoir there, and my son actually ended up drowning.
And that led her to this walk.
I came here today to walk like mad. I'm a mad mom. You don't think it's going to happen to you, and as we saw today, it could happen to you sitting in your living room.
The funds raised from events like this go back to Mothers Against Drunk Driving programs to help victims and their families.
Unfortunately, we are still seeing casualties on the roads. We are still seeing people, fatalities, people getting injured, and especially here in this area.
Earlier this week on Monday, 18-year-old Michael O'Brien died because of a wrong-way crash in Camas due to a drunk driver.
Our primary objective is to remove impaired drivers from the roadway every night, and each one of us arrests over 100 to 200 of them a year.
Even though this is the first event for MAD in Vancouver, the goal is for this walk and bike ride to become an annual event.
Almost there! We do need to lower our BAC level here in Washington, and that's something that MAD is strongly supporting and fighting to bring that down to 0.05. That needs to happen. And then also just the education, really educating our youth.
In Vancouver, Celine Stevens, KGW News.
Well, we have a tragic update tonight in the search for a teen who went missing from Oak Grove. The Clackamas County Sheriff's Office says 17-year-old Charlotte Fosgate was found dead earlier this month. It was Multnomah County deputies who recovered her body from the Willamette on May 10th. She was later identified by the medical examiner's office. The Sheriff's Office reports no signs of foul play. The Clackamas County Sheriff's Office did say there were concerns for Charlotte's mental health when she went missing. If you or someone you know is going through a mental health crisis, there is help available 24/7. Call the number on your screen, 988. Multnomah County Sheriff's deputies continue to investigate a shooting near the Troutdale Airport. It happened in a wooded area off of Northwest Graham Road and Swigert Way just after 11 last night. Deputies arrived to find 2 people seriously hurt from gunshot wounds. They were taken to the hospital, but their condition is not known at this time. Police say there is no risk to the public, but they ask anyone with more information to call their tip line. That number is 503-988-0560. And we're trying to learn more about a fiery crash in Northeast Portland that happened early this morning. This was the scene around 3 a.m. near Northeast Lombard and Northeast 42nd Avenue. Details are limited, but Portland police say there were no injuries, arrests, or citations. We've reached out to Portland Fire and Rescue for more details. And a Washington road is back open today after a truck carrying tens of thousands of pounds of beehives overturned yesterday. This was the scene in Whatcom County around 4 yesterday morning. The sheriff's office estimates the crash released about 14 million honeybees. No word yet on how many were recovered.
It's an annual tradition since I was probably 4 years old about. We heard it was going to be good weather, no rain, and it's nostalgia. It's what makes Portland so cool.
Well, the Rose Festival is in full swing. Today, crowds are heading to downtown Portland, where the Starlight Parade is set to take over the streets. It's scheduled to kick off around 8:15 tonight. If you want to skip the crowds or parking, you can watch it all on our free TV app, KGW Plus. If you don't have it yet, you can download KGW Plus anytime on Roku, Apple TV, Fire TV, and enjoy the show. Well, let's head over now to meteorologist Joe Ranieri. Joe, what can people expect going to the parade tonight?
I'll get to that in a second, John, but I have a question for you. Have you ever gone to the Starlight Parade?
I've not, but I've seen it streaming on KGW+.
Well, we're going to go in person, my man. I got a cooler full of good food and good drinks. We're going to go check it out at 8:15 and be back here in time for the 11 o'clock show. That's the beautiful part of having it basically outside our front door for the parade route. But yeah, conditions are going to be fantastic, John. We're looking at a little bit of some clouds here and there. You know, earlier today we started off with some absolutely gorgeous weather, crystal clear skies, and those clouds increase. We're looking at a temperature right now of 64 degrees, not far from where the parade will be taking place in the Goose Hollow area. Won't be happening near Providence Park, but still, regardless, in this area, you'll be looking at temperatures right around the parade time in the upper 50s in downtown Portland area. Going into the end of the parade route by 11 o'clock or so, you're going to be seeing temperatures in the upper 40s. So kind of a light jacket kind of weather. You will be staying dry. That's the good news is. And looking into early tomorrow morning, we'll start to see some of those clouds that we're seeing right now clear out a little bit. And there is a good opportunity to see the northern lights in a few locations across the state. Specifically, you can see them on parts of the central Oregon coast. You'll see clear skies and all the way into eastern Oregon as well later on tonight and potentially into tomorrow as well. Speaking of tomorrow, we'll be looking at plenty of sunshine, temperatures in the mid 70s, average high for this time of year, 72 degrees. And John, tomorrow isn't just June 1st, it's also the official start of the meteorological summer. I'll talk more about that and what you can expect to see in your detailed forecast.
All right, Joe, thank you. We'll see you in a few minutes. We've got a traffic alert for you, a big weekend closure along Highway 217. Right now, all southbound lanes of the freeway are closed from Southwest Canyon Road in Beaverton to 99W in Tigard. Now, this is part of an ongoing paving project, and it's just the first of 5 planned weekend closures. Southbound lanes will remain closed all weekend, but should reopen by 5 o'clock Monday morning. A local nonprofit took over the Portland Expo Center today as it wraps up a festival of memory activism. This is the final weekend of the 10th annual Vanport Mosaic Festival. The mission of the Vanport Mosaic is to collect the stories around the former Oregon city that was destroyed 77 years ago in a flood. At today's event, Councilor Samir Kanal gave a proclamation that the city of Portland will formally recognize May 30th as Vanport Day of Remembrance. He told us that's just the first step.
Obviously, we need more than that. Policies and actions that we take as well is going to be a part of the next step in our history. But starting with the memory, starting with the recognition, and being in community with folks who are affected by it and are interested in learning more as well.
The flooding killed more than a dozen people and displaced more than 18,000. Most of whom never saw assistance from the state. A unique Hillsborough facility is set to close its doors if the staff can't find a new space that's willing to welcome them. As Alma McCarty shows us, it's a special spot for dogs and their owners.
1, 2, 3, go!
Once a week,
Good boy!
Natalia Maloney brings Combi.
Yeah, Combi, go!
Her service dog in training from Vancouver to Hillsborough.
He has some arthritis in his legs and paws, and I did some research on Google to find out where to take him to go swimming because he loves to swim.
That search led the pair here to Paw Aquatics Water Sports and Rehab.
This has been one of my outlets too, being able to get in here and swim with Combi and work with him in the water. It's been fabulous for me as well.
We've had thousands of dogs in 10 years. We really have. We have times when, we'll have like 20 or so treadmill appointments a day, and then both pools are full.
Despite this success, co-owner Julie Thomas says their time leasing this space in the industrial area near the airport is coming to a close.
We each got a letter, an email that said, by June 30th, you're out. And you turn your keys in and that's it.
Out by the end of June, Thomas tells us their last day is June 14th. Although they've looked for a new location, so far they've come up short.
Basically, we couldn't really find any place, so we're probably just going to have to go out of business.
That breaks my heart because Combi loves this place.
After all she's gained from Paws, Maloney hopes to return the favor by getting the word out and finding a new spot.
It would be wonderful. It would be absolutely amazing. It would mean the world to Combi. And I mean, this place is so great for so many people. There are a couple of police dogs that come here. There are like all these people who come for dog diving.
And should they locate a new landlord, Thomas says they'd love to keep this going.
I'm a strong believer in miracles, and who knows, when you least expect it.
Alma McCarty, KGW News.
The city of Hood River yesterday broke ground on what will eventually become a new apartment complex. The city says Mariposa Village, scheduled to open next summer, is the first major affordable housing development in 14 years. When fully built, it's going to feature 130 units, 39 of which will come with federal housing vouchers.